the Israeli government continues to claim that what they're doing is trying to root out Hamas. So the 10,000 civilians that are currently up to more than 10,000 civilians that have been killed, that have been murdered, that somehow that was a requirement to knock out the Hamas and knock out these evil terrorists who killed many Israeli citizens. And in the process, of course, now we're getting over 10,000 Palestinians dead. And they said there's no humanitarian crisis in Gaza. So claimed the ambassador from Israel to the UN. There's not a problem. In fact, they're watching TVs. They're doing the things that they want. The evidence from the satellites tell a different story. And when compared to places like Mosul in Iraq, it's definitely that by the time this is all over, there will be tens of thousands of dead Palestinians. Take a listen to this, and then we'll take it on the other side.
As some dual nationals, foreign nationals, and folks who are critically ill begin to get out of Gaza for the first time since the blockade and bombardment started, we're getting a look at the scope of the destruction there. This is a satellite picture showing part of the Jabalia refugee camp just north of Gaza City on Tuesday. It's a neighborhood. It's structures. It's one of the most densely populated places on Earth. This picture was taken on October 31st. This is what that same neighborhood looked like on November 1st. That's one day later. That's after an Israeli airstrike. The Israeli military confirms the strike, says it was targeting a Hamas militant. The local hospital says dozens of people were killed. Over 100,000 Palestinians live in Jabalia. This is what it looked like last year as people got ready to celebrate the holiday of Eid, shopping for food, treats, and other goods while children played in the marketplace. These are the pictures on the ground after the airstrike on Tuesday. Apartment buildings leveled, hundreds of people reportedly injured, and a massive crater left behind where the bombs hit. Now, it's hard to find a proper precedent or analog for what we're seeing in Gaza, this kind of destruction of a military campaign in such a dense urban area where people cannot flee. The closest there is may be the battle for Mosul, Iraq, after it was taken over by ISIS. So here's a satellite image from Mosul. It's Iraq's second biggest city. This is in 2015. And this is at exact same location 2 years later. Look at that, after ISIS had been routed. Before ISIS, Mosul was a city of well over 1 million people. They had homes and they worked and they ran errands and they shopped and they raised children like you or I. After the ISIS takeover, Iraqi and coalition forces launched a 9-month military campaign to take back the city, and ISIS really wouldn't let people leave. And so they were sort of trapped there, and much of Mosul, as you can see, was largely reduced to rubble. The Associated Press says close to 10,000 civilians were killed during that military campaign. Right now, Israel's military campaign in Gaza appears to be on pace to far exceed that. The Gaza Health Ministry says 9,000 people have been killed in just over 3 weeks. We cannot independently verify that number, but those satellite images paint a picture of enormous devastation.
If you are not sick, if it doesn't bring tears to your eyes, if it doesn't bring you disgust for Netanyahu and his clan, that the revenge that they're doing is being taken out on mostly the innocent, then where's the heart? Is there any wonder why so many people around the world are not only disgusted, they're ready to go ahead and say, this has got to stop. This has got to stop. You can't have innocent people at the mercy of blind bombs just being murdered as they are currently in Gaza. This has got to stop.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number 1, subscribe to our channel, and number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.